That's a big hit.
Woohoo! Yeah!
And he is a 2-time Formula E champion.
Welcome to the future of motorsport. ABB Formula E is bringing electric racing to the world. And motorsport has never been so exciting. The 2018-19 season was the best yet, full of incredible action, drama,
Lotter's got a puncture.
and unforgettable moments.
Grassy wins.
22 drivers went head-to-head in the most unpredictable championship on the planet, where 8 different drivers from 7 different teams won the first 8 races.
Formula E brought electric downtown showdowns to cities across the globe, creating the closest and most unpredictable racing the world has ever seen. But only one racer could be crowned champion.
The first driver to ever win a second Formula E championship, flying Frenchman Jean-Eric Vergne, secured the trophy in a nail-biting final race where the title went right down to the wire.
We have done it again.
Now, as the teams and drivers prepare for the next exhilarating season, there's a whole lot more to get excited about. With German giants Porsche and Mercedes joining the most competitive lineup in motorsport, there'll be more manufacturers than any other racing series.
And with a grid packed with even more of the world's most talented drivers, next season will be tougher than ever. A place to earn your stripes and your battle scars.
DeGrasse is in the wall. Evans is in the wall.
Plus, some incredible debut race circuits, with Seoul, Jakarta, and London all hosting brand new, never-before-seen electric street fights.
The technology will be pushed further,
The boundaries will be driven back.
and the action will be electrifying. This is ABB Formula E.
And this is your one-stop shop for everything electric. This is Street Racers.
Coming up on this week's show, we'll be checking out the progress of autonomous racing series Robo Race as it lines up its first driverless grid.
Checking out eco-friendly football club Forest Green Rovers alongside Envision Virgin Racing driver Sam Bird.
We'll be heading to South Korea to check out the female-only esports gaming competition, Girl Gamer.
We'll be taking a sneak peek at some cars of the future at the Frankfurt Motor Show.
And learning all about an emissions-free energy solution in the form of hydrogen fuel cell technology. Formula E was started back in 2012 with not only the intention of creating a brand new category of motorsport, but also to accelerate the fight against climate change by pushing forward the development of electric vehicle technology, raising awareness of the plight of the planet, and changing people's perceptions of EVs. One of Formula E's earliest believers was Lucas di Grassi. Most people know him as an Audi Sport Ab Schaeffler driver and Formula E champion. However, Lucas is not just talented behind the wheel.
Lucas is also a UN ambassador for clean air, and we caught up with him at Climate Week in New York, where he was championing the fight for change on the world stage.
I started my career with a dream. I was a kid, my dream was to race cars, to drive in Formula One. I did that, and as my career progressed, I saw a clear trend that electric cars would be the norm. They are more efficient, they are better for the environment, they are better for economics. So in 2012, we decided to create the most advanced racing series with electric motors. So Formula E was created. Today Formula E is a success. There are more than 10 manufacturers, more than IndyCar, more than NASCAR, more than F1 combined. So all the manufacturers are supporting this electric shift. I'm doing myself a research together with UN about air quality in different cities, from São Paulo to London to Delhi and other places. And my message is that from logistics to micromobility, the future, faster than we expect, it will be electric. Thank you very much.
Lucas has such a great passion for electric vehicles and the fight against climate change, and he's amazing at spreading the word about the work ABB Formula E is doing to make a positive difference to the planet. Alongside Lucas de Grassi, only one other driver in ABB Formula E has won a race in every season, cementing themselves as a star on the grid. And that's Envision Virgin Racing's Sam Bird.
Sam's sporting skills don't just stop there though, as he had the chance to be a professional footballer, having had successful trials for Wimbledon Football Club.
Luckily for us, he chose to focus on motorsport. Fitness is still key to being a successful racing driver though, so we took Sam for a training session at the world's most environmentally friendly football club.
So today, all morning, we've been training with Forest Green Rovers, out actually on the first team pitch, which is pretty special, pretty cool. I haven't played on a football pitch this good for a long time. Football fitness is very different to other kinds of fitness, but I've been putting in the hours in the gym, don't you worry about that. I'm ready for season 6. Apparently, according to the coaches and the players, I did okay. So I don't think I should change jobs yet, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Trying to keep up with these young boys, but remember, I'm the oldest here by like 10 years, so struggling to keep up with them.
Just like Formula E, Forest Green Rovers are aiming to change the landscape of their sport and move to a more sustainable future.
They've been described as the greenest football club in the world by FIFA and were recently certified as carbon neutral by the UN.
We're probably the greenest football club in the world. What makes us unique is that we've brought sustainability into the world of football. We've created a green football club. We capture the water from underneath the pitch, store it in tanks, and we put it back on so that we don't waste water, we don't waste nutrients. We feed the pitch with seaweed from Scotland. We've got chargers out front for electric cars. We've got solar panels over my shoulder. We make 20% of our electricity here. But I think the biggest thing we've done is bring plant-based eating, vegan food into the world of football. That was a big culture shock. A bunch of our fans have gone vegetarian and gone vegan as well, and they've done that because they've come here to a football game and they've tried something different. That's how we try to persuade people to change their lives. We don't lecture or preach. We do the things we believe in and we show people what we do and we tell them why we do it, and then we hope that has an impact on them later on.
When I got told about this opportunity, I jumped at the chance to come here and get some training done, not only because I love my football, but because of what the club represents.
There's a movement afoot now. It's been led by the United Nations to get all kinds of sports involved in this fight against climate change. So I think it's great that we can collaborate like this, and you and Sam can come down here and try a bit of football. Of course, in return, I want to come and have a drive in your Formula E car. Sport is a really powerful way to reach people. There are billions of sports fans in the world, and if we can make them passionate about the environment as well as sport, then we can really create some change.
There's a man after our own heart. It's good to see the goal of creating a greener and more sustainable future in action in other sports.
Now we've seen the future of football, it's time to see what could be the future of racing.
Robo Race is the world's first racing series for driverless cars controlled by artificial intelligence. It was created to accelerate the development of autonomous software by pushing the technology to its limits. The vehicle, DevBot 2, is built and maintained by the organizers, and each team has the same car, meaning the only differentiator is the AI driver software that the teams develop for the competition.
In its first year, Season Alpha, Robo Race will experiment with different formats and challenges that are designed to quickly advance the intelligence and driving speeds of the team's coding. 2 teams, Arrival and the Technical University of Munich, brought their vehicles to Monte Blanco in Spain to take part in the first ever driverless vehicle race.
So today is race day. It's the first race in the Season Alpha. This is the day the team has been working on for half a year. It has been a lot of hard work, lots of hours going in there, and now finally it's hopefully going to pay off.
In the last years we only had one car on the track, so it was in static environment. We know all the environment beforehand. And this year it's really special because we have 2 AI opponents on the track.
This is the first ever autonomous race car race. This is really a big step for us in terms of technical development and also in progressing the technology.
In order to race, the cars must be able to overtake one another, which is a huge challenge for the teams.
The car used the V2V technology to exchange some basic information. From that technology they know which speed the opposite car is traveling. Whichever car is following, it needs to get really close to the leading car. And it needs to stay very close. There's specific thresholds, how close should it be, but it needs to be really close in the trigger zone. And if it does it, so the car will be granted the right to overtake. So then when it goes on the long straight, it then computes the overtaking line and just does the overtake.
The challenge of overtaking was proving even harder than thought, and during practice, there were a few unplanned moments.
After some quick engineering work in the garage, the car was soon ready to hit the track again.
It all looks good now. We fixed the problem with the GPS antenna, so we are good to go.
So, this is it, the first ever competitive Robo Race. TUM started in pole position, but the arrival car chased them down and performed the first AI racing overtake, a perfect maneuver down the straight. They then held on to take the first victory of Season Alpha.
My heart is beating, you know. Well, we had a strategy, we were hoping that it will work, it did work. We were really nervous till the end.
Incredible technology that is not only going to become an exciting race series, but also help drive forward autonomous vehicle development.
For the first time ever, South Korea will play host to a Formula E race in the upcoming season. One of the main reasons that it's such a perfect venue for a Formula E event is that it's a hotbed for technological innovation. Whilst the car industry is going all in on battery-powered electric cars, Korean manufacturer Hyundai is producing another kind of zero-emissions vehicle in the form of their new hydrogen fuel cell-powered Nexo.
Hydrogen car is zero emission and it only produces water as a byproduct. And at the same time, it can clean up the air. We take the air from the atmosphere and we clean up the air and put it into fuel cell stack. So the air coming out of the fuel cell car is much cleaner than the air in the room. And the water is drinkable water. We have tested it. It's much better quality than the drinking water. So battery vehicle is also great. But the problem is battery cannot be used in very big cars like trucks. Cost-wise and the weight, it cannot be solved with only batteries. Batteries has its area where it could be used very well, but fuel cell, if we want to replace all the engines in the future, battery alone cannot do it. We need other technology, and that is fuel cell.
So fuel cell technology could be used for all sorts of power needs. But first, let's see just how it works inside a car.
So we have a hydrogen tank here. We had about 5 kilograms of hydrogen here. So it is really fast refueling. It takes only about 3 to 5 minutes and you can drive about 600 kilometers. So this hydrogen is sent to the fuel cell stack. Yeah? And in front of that we have also hybrid battery. We use this hybrid battery when we want to accelerate, so it makes the car more efficient. So here, this is the fuel cell system which generates the main electricity. I will explain you more in detail about this system inside the showroom. This is a fuel cell system which is used in our Nexo vehicle. So you can see in the middle part here is fuel cell stack, which generates electricity. So hydrogen comes from the tank, and here this side we have to put air. So here is the air compressor. First we have to humidify it a little bit, so we have a humidifier. The water which humidifies the air is the produced water from the fuel cell stack. So there is no extra water tank in here. So after it is humidified, it goes into the stack and produces electricity.
It seems like magic, but the fuel stack takes hydrogen from the tank, plus air taken in from the outside environment, and then through a clever chemical and electrical process, it produces 3 things: electricity, pure water, and cleaner air than was taken in. A fuel cell-powered vehicle even has the potential to carry on being useful once it's parked up outside your home.
Our fuel cell system in the car normally can generate 100 kilowatts, but if it is not moving, we can pull out also 10 kilowatt from the system when it is standing. So this 10 kilowatt we can use to operate the refrigerator, laundry, or televisions, anything, and we can directly give this electricity to the grid. So if there is 100,000 vehicles connected to the grid, it can produce, each can produce 10 kilowatts, so in total it's 1 gigawatt. 1 gigawatt is one nuclear power plant.
Not content with creating ways to power cars, trucks, and potentially millions of homes, Hyundai are looking into even more ways of applying their groundbreaking fuel cell technology.
We caught up with Dr. Kim when we visited the Frankfurt International Motor Show, as he unveiled Hyundai's hydrogen fuel cell powered EV charger.
Fuel cell can be used as a powertrain of the vehicle, but naturally it's a power generator. So it can be used everywhere the electricity is used. We can just put this electric charger with hydrogen, and then we could charge 2 vehicles, each 80 kilowatt, very fast and efficient. We can replace all the diesel engines in the future with this fuel cell technology.
A futuristic charging system needs futuristic cars, and Frankfurt was full of them. One of the most striking on display was the Audi AI Trail Quattro, an autonomous concept electric vehicle built for off-roading.
So this car is one car of a family of 4 cars, and this car is designed without any compromise for the use case of tracks. And the other ones for different use cases like racetrack, urban mobility, or long distance traveling. The reason why it looks that extreme is there's an idea behind. For example, the car is only for the use case off-road, so we're not talking about speed. That's why we have freestanding wheels. We have a monobox volume, which offers a huge interior space. So this is the idea why the car looks that extreme and different. I have 2 favorite details about this car. In exterior first, it's this sharp line, which creates a really unique exterior design. Second detail is the interior, the rear seats. The rear seats are designed as a hammock, so you can take them easily out and use them as a mobile outdoor furniture. Autonomous driving will be a game changer. So the idea is that this car, we can drive it by yourself or autonomous. And the idea is that we drop the dashboard and the belt line down, that the driver is getting really almost a 360-degree visibility. And when you're driving autonomous, you're getting one with the nature. That's the idea.
From big future plans to Mini development, this year historic car brand Mini celebrates 60 years of the Mini Cooper. So let's take a look at what the future of the classic car will look like.
When you drive the car, it feels like Mini was destined for 60 years to become electric. Because at the time, in '59, that came out of a crisis situation of mobility with the Suez crisis, oil scarcity, etc. Then the Mini design and concept was an answer to that situation. Similar to now, transport, traffic, there are some enormous challenges. And again, Mini takes the answer, but it does it in a way that you don't have to take any compromises. 3 things were important for us. We didn't want to make any compromises on the design. That's why we don't have a purpose-built design. We have a Mini, but we wanted, of course, with some design features, show that you drive a Mini electric. The second one is no compromises in terms of driving dynamics. Our benchmark was the Coupe S. So we, in terms of 0 to 60, 3.9 seconds, 184 horsepower. So it's on a Coupe S level. I would say even on subjective feeling, when you drive the car, it's superior to the Coupe S because it has some elements where I would say this is even more fun in terms of driving. And with that, we hope that we can get people over their internal barrier. Once you have that holistic experience of electromobility, is something really fascinating.
More and more mainstream production cars are being electrified. It's a clear demonstration of the electric revolution.
Ahead of Formula E's first ever visit to South Korea in May 2020, we headed to the capital city, Seoul, to get a closer look at Korean culture.
Gaming is one of the nation's favorite pastimes, with gaming cafes on every street corner.
It's also said that South Korea was home to the first ever professional gamers. So we headed to a trailblazing event in Seoul to get the lowdown.
The Girl Gamer Festival is a championship that travels the world, putting on events where female gamers can compete and show off their skills in a traditionally male-dominated industry.
So Girl Gamer is an event that we started 2 years ago. The idea is to create a safe environment platform for women to compete, because there's a lot of discriminations and barriers that they have to overcome just to compete at the same level as men. So we created this environment which is also pushing forward role models who can then inspire a younger generation of girls to take an interest in video games. So our objective here is everything about women empowerment, gender equality, and hopefully we'll see other major tournaments starting to appear with more girls in the mixed lineups of the teams.
During the competition, we met up with local Korean team Charon to get their thoughts on the event.
There's not a lot of esports championships for female gamers here in Korea. I also think there's not much support. This is the first time a big esports championship like this opened in Korea. This is why it's so meaningful.
To be honest, female gamers are perceived negatively, both in Korea and across the globe. Whenever there is a big ladies' league like this, we try to show the best of us so that people can change their mind about female gamers. Another reason why we do this is to promote a friendly atmosphere for other female users out there.
더 편히 즐겁게 게임할 수 있도록 그게 저희 목표예요.
This round in Seoul was just one of 4 qualifying events held around the world, with a grand final to be held later this year.
The events are being run across continents, so whoever wins from these events are going to compete at the World Finals, which will be held in December in Dubai.
When our team first started out, our goal was to go to Dubai, so everyone is really excited about the opportunity. We want to do our best in the remaining matches so we can seize that ticket to Dubai.
The Seoul competition was based on the game League of Legends, a team battle arena contest featuring over 100 characters that players can choose from, all with various special abilities. Team Charon had made it to the semi-final and were up against Team Callisto from Chinese Taipei. A hard-fought battle was ahead of them.
An amazing team effort was finished off when Charon Snow managed to kill all 5 players to win the round, meaning Charon progressed to the final to face Team Asterix from Singapore.
A consistent performance culminated in an epic all-out fight between the 2 teams, but Charon proved too much for Asterisk to handle and saw Charon push on to win the match and the championship. After an amazing team effort throughout the day, Charon were champions.
Their incredible performance earned them a place in the all-female Girl Gamer Festival in Dubai. They'll compete against the very best the world has to offer.
Let's hope that opportunities like the Girl Gamer Festival encourages more females to enter the ever-growing world of professional esports.
That's nearly all we got time for in this episode, but before we go, let's check out what's been happening on social media.
Porsche announced that former Andretti driver Simona Di Silvestro and Porsche young professional Thomas Preining would be joining the team as test drivers. Great to see Formula E continuing to be one of the world's most inclusive championships.
Mercedes-Benz EQ announced that the Venturi Formula E team will be running Mercedes-powered cars for Season 6, giving them the best opportunity to develop and improve their cars.
Lucas de Grassi posted this throwback to New York when he crossed the Hudson on his Audi E-foil. I guess that's one way to beat the traffic on your commute.
And finally, Formula E's sister series Extreme E announced that they'll be hosting a race in the Brazilian state of Para when the championship kicks off in 2021.
So that's it for this show, but we'll see you next time with even more exciting action, technology, and exclusive previews of next season. Catch you later, Street Racers!